Hey guys, Chad Trades here. So in this video, I want to show you guys how I made over $15,000 in profit this week with proof using this new scalping strategy. Now, if you guys watched my videos before, you guys know that I'm a trend pullback trader. I only trade with the trend and I get in on the pullbacks. Now, none of that has changed as far as my strategy goes. The difference is I'm using a different confirmation, a different indicator that allows me to actually get into the trades. And this new confirmation has really helped my win rate, and it's helped me avoid a ton of losses, a ton of fake outs that I would have taken before I started using this. All right, first things first, guys, is you want to see the proof. I'll show you all the trades I took this week. As you can see, I do trade through Apex Trader Funding. As you can see, I copy trade 15 of my PA Apex accounts on here. So for example, I'm just going to go into one of my accounts, right? And I'll show you what I made this week. Okay, so I'm just going to go to this week, press go. As you can see, I'm up around $1,000 total on the week. Keep in mind, this is copy traded over 15 different accounts. And we can also go to, just go to any random account. You'll see the P&L is the same. We'll go to this one, for example, and we'll go to this week. Right, and we can see it's around 1,036. So anyways, the 1,000 times the 15 accounts comes out to around $15,000 in profit. That's usually my goal for the week, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for each of my accounts. All right, now that you saw some proof, right, now I want to show you what the actual strategy is and really the confirmation I'm using that I didn't used to use. That's working very well. It's helping me get faked out a lot less. So first things first, for those of you guys who have already watched my videos, you know I'm a trend pullback trader. I only trade with the trend. So first things first, I want to look for a clear trend in the markets. Whatever I'm trading, whether it's ES, NASDAQ, gold, oil, right? I'm looking for a clear trend. Ideally want to see a nice looking uptrend or bear trend in the pre-market, right? So it doesn't matter what it is. I'll go long or short. I don't really care. All right, first trade example was this Monday, October 7th. If you want to go back and look at this, I traded oil. And as we can see, during pre-market, the gray is where the market starts opening and starts trading. During pre-market, as you can see, we started getting a nice uptrend. And another thing about this uptrend was we broke out of our previous resistance level, right? We broke through it overnight. And when the market started getting close to opening, we pulled back. And we're trying to see if we can hold this old resistance level, right? So basically when the market opened, we're already at step 2. So we knew the clear trend was up, right? We're looking bullish pretty much all night. And then we started getting the pullback, right? And we're just trying to see, does this hold the market structure? Is there elevated volume at the lows? And we can see we got the pullback. And to me, the market structure would have been broken if we got back into this range. So as you can see, the VWAP lined up with this old resistance turning new support. So that worked out nice. And then as you can see, we saw some nice volume at the lows here as well, telling us buyers were stepping in, trying to defend this position every time we got down here. And then from there, I'm looking for the RMAC confirmation to actually enter the trade. Okay, so in this case, we're looking for longs, right? We're in an uptrend. I want to see a close above the top line. Okay, so what the RMAC is this indicator right here. Keep in mind, you can't search RMAC on it. I made up the name and you have to combine these indicators together to get it. There's no like one indicator you can just import. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But as you can see, where was the confirmation? This allows me to actually press buy. As you can see, this green line closed above this top yellow line on this candle right here. And this is where I was actually able to enter my trade. Was right at around 75.50. Simply put my stop near the lows and rode this up to a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio and end up getting out way up here. And guys, you can see like even without doing the first 2 steps, we can see how well this RMAC confirmation works. We can see every time we pass the bottom line, for example, right? Look at the bottom of the screen, past the bottom line here. What do? Right? We sell off the rest of the way. What happens here? The green line comes back. It bounces off the bottom red line. As you can see, we enter right here, right? What do? We sell off more. Okay, we sell off more, and then we break through the top line. What do? We go up. We come back down. We retest the bottom line. Okay, eventually we get above the top line right here. Okay, got above the top line, and boom, we start skyrocketing up. Right, what happens again? We come back down, we retest the lines again, come back up here, we get our confirmation on this candle. What do? We slowly grind up, right? It was pretty much choppy the rest of the day. But you can see like just how well this RMAC confirmation works, whether it's on a 2-minute time frame or a 5-minute time frame. You can back test for yourself, but almost every time we cross the top line or the bottom line, we end up selling off or going up. And it works even better when you combine it with the trend and volume as well. All right, so how do you actually set this up? Okay, so as you can see, what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna delete these off my chart and do this with you. So first thing you wanna do is you wanna go to the MACD. Okay, so just download the MACD. And then you also wanna type in RSI, and we're also gonna put the RSI on our chart as well. Now I'm gonna go over to the settings of the MACD right here, and I'm gonna set the fast length to 2. I'm going to set the slow length to 20. And then I'm going to set the signal smoothing to 20 as well. Now I want to go over to the style right here. I'm going to turn off the histogram. And you can change these to any colors you want. So I'm going to do the MACD to green, for example. I'm going to do this one to purple. And then we'll do the zero line to yellow. Okay, and then I'm just going to save that right here. All right, so it should look something like this. And then now we're gonna go over to the RSI, go to the settings, and we're gonna turn everything off. So I'm gonna check this, literally everything besides this middle band right here. So I'm just gonna literally uncheck everything besides this middle band. And on this middle band, I'm gonna make this red, and then I'm gonna change this to 60. Okay, and everything else is default. You don't have to change any of the inputs or anything like that. And I'm gonna press OK. All right, so now it should look something like this, where you just have this red line and then all this up here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the MACD, right? And I'm gonna press move to existing pane below. So this is where we're combining the confirmations together in the same chart. So I'm just gonna press on that. And then I'm gonna go to the MACD one more time. And then I'm gonna go to pen to scale. I'm going to press no scale right here. So now it should look something like this, and you want to pay attention to what the green line is doing. Are we closing above the top line? Are we closing below the bottom line? And then you want to combine that with what the current trend is, right? And that's where it starts to work really well. So let's keep moving forward. All right, so the next trade I took was on Tuesday. This is on NASDAQ. As you can see, this was a little bit counter trend, but the trend was starting to reverse. If we just look on here, I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see that this is a pretty big resistance area from a few days ago. And we started trading into this area. And what happened here was we started building a bearish market structure, right? So we started making a lower high, lower low. And we started reversing inside the supply zone. And sure, I could have got short right here. As you can see, this is the first time the green closed well below the bottom line. You would have got in right here. You could have took a nice little 30 points out of that trade. And then we came up again and we could have got short here, closed below the bottom line, put your stop above the last swing high, which would have been up here. This would have played out. I got in a little bit different time. We came up again and then we reclosed below the bottom line. I got in and we just shot straight down to the short side. And as you can see, the rest of the day, first time we closed above the top line here, I wouldn't want to enter long at a resistance area. As you can see, like even this trade would have worked if you had your stop somewhere below this candle, would have ended up playing out nicely. As you can see, we came back down, tested the top line again, right? You would have got in right here, okay? Would have ripped up again. So again, you can play around with this RMAC and you can see how well this actually works. But once again, I'm going to keep saying this, it works a lot better with the trend. Okay, it works almost perfectly with the trend. You're gonna have a really high win rate. All right, let's go to trade number 3 I took this week. This is Wednesday, October 9th. As you can see, this trade was also on NASDAQ. Now, if we zoom out here, we can see the pre-market was a little bit sideways, but it was started to edge on the bullish side. Now, what we also noticed about this day was the day before, we are at this resistance level. This is where I took that short. Then we got above it overnight, and we started to hold above it. And as you know, old resistance tends to become new support. So once we're trading above it, I want to see, can we hold above this old resistance? Will it turn into new support? As you can see, it started doing that. The trend was already getting pretty bullish. And what we can see here, market open at 7:30 my time right here, where the volume kicked in. And what do we notice here, right? Check out how cool this RMAC indicator is. Look what happens. We got this nice big green candle. It looks like, okay, we got this. We're going to start ripping up, right? But what do we know? Look at the RMAC. It's way down here. It's below the bottom line. This tells us to not enter. Okay, where the normal MACD, which I used to trade as a confirmation, it probably crossed right here, right? And I would have got stopped out. And that's what I was saying before, since I also wasn't using trend strength as a part of my confirmation, right? I was getting faked out a lot. Stuff like this where I would enter after this candle close, and then boom, I would just get stopped out real quick. And then the trade would eventually go in my favor, right? Again, this RMAC is telling me to avoid going long here. The trend is not strong enough here. So what do? We chop around more, chop around more. We're still holding this low. We're still holding the bullish market structure. That's all in check. We're just waiting for our last confirmation, which is that RMAC. We saw some good volume down here. And eventually we got the confirmation right here on this candle. I waited for a little bit of a pullback, end up entering right here, right? And then as you can see, this is the first time we closed above the top line and we literally just ripped up from there. What happened again? We pulled back. This would have been another great entry, another great setup. As you can see, we closed above the top line on, either of these candles, right? Let's say this candle here. What happened? We ripped up once again, right? And then the rest of the day, we're kind of choppy. But what do we notice about the RMAC, right? It stayed below the top line. We never really got confirmation till way over here. As you can see, got our first confirmation candle here. Could have rode this up for a nice little one-to-one risk reward as well. So again, play around with this RMAC. You're going to see how well it does at helping you avoid losses and determining when we're actually ready to take off and make a move and avoid the choppiness. So anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. It really helps you understand how to read the market better, when to avoid trading, if it's more choppy, or just avoiding simple losses like on NQ, right? Where I would have got faked out so many times on trades like this where it looked bullish. Oh, we're going to rip up. We got high volume on this candle, right? And then boom, we just sell off, right? Look at the RMAC. It's not even close to crossing the top line. Once it does cross the top line, that's when the trend really starts to explode. So super stoked about this, super excited to show this to you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. But anyways, this is how I made over $15,000 this week using this new scalping strategy in confirmation. And once again, if you guys do want to join that Discord community that I mentioned earlier, be sure to click on that first link in the description below to access it. Like I said, inside this Discord community, I share my exact trading plan every single day. I'm showing you what's trending up, what's trending down, what I'm watching for. Plus, you also get an awesome community with all kinds of other members sharing their trade ideas. You can ask me questions in here and all that good stuff. So anyways, guys, if you do want to join this community, it's completely free to join. We don't charge any money. We'd love to have you inside. It'll be the first link in the description below, or just head over to this link right here. That being said, as always, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video with another day trading lesson.